everybody, let's talk about some rainbow fun today. Someone commented a while back and wanted to know if I had made the pom-pom garland that's behind me on the chalkboard, and the answer to that is yes, I totally made it. And I'm going to show you today how easy it is to make not just one of these, but you can make like 5 of them at a time with this awesome tool, the Pom-Pom and Tassel Maker from Red Heart Yarn. It is amazing, and I'm going to show you how you can make one of these for yourself at the same time while you make 4 of them for your friends. All right, so when you take the Pom-Pom and Tassel Maker out of its packaging, there are going to be 5 pieces, and you're going to need to assemble your little maker. It's so easy. You just pop the 2 pieces like this, pop the 3rd piece on here, and then you're going to put your 2 pegs into either end. The next step is to make the pom-poms. So we're going to use yellow today. And I'm going to make 5 pom-poms at one time. So I'm going to cut 5 pieces of yarn about 1 foot long, 1 for each of my pom-poms. And that's going to be what holds the pom-pom together from the center. So I'm going to do 5 of those at one time. You could mix yarns up when you do this and do like different colors in one pom-pom if you wanted to do like rainbow pom-poms within the pom-pom. And you can make them like all different sizes, and you can turn them into tassels. This thing is so amazing. But what we're going to do is make 5 yellow pom-poms at one time. So I'm going to count in 3 little indents here, right here, and I'm going to put my string in there. And then I'm going to count, and I'm doing 3 because you have to account for the space around the outside here. But then I'm going to go over 4, actually 5 for the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and then 3 in for this one. That's over 1. There we go. Yep. So I actually did 4 and 5 in between. Next, I'm going to take my yarn and I'm going to wrap it around these pegs 100 times. You can do it like however many times work for you to get the pom-pom thickness or like the dimension that you want from it. I've just made a ton of pom-poms with it, so like 100 works for me. So I am going to start by holding my thumb down and holding the yarn and wrapping the yarn around the 2 pegs from end to end. And I'm going to do this 100 times. I'm going to stop talking for a second and let my editor speed this up so you don't have to watch me do all 100 wraps. All right, I have now done the wrapping 100 times. I'm going to make sure that all of my pieces are in line down here underneath for putting them together. It looks like this one came out, but I can always put it back in just like that. And I'm going to cut the extra yarn off. All right, now's the really cool part. All of these pieces are going to get tied in knots around the top, and they're going to get tied really tight. So I'm going to knot it just like this, and then pull it tight. And the first one, I just tie it. I don't get it too tight because I'm going to go back around again to get that really tight knot. It kind of gives it a double reinforcement, I think. I'm going to tie that one as tight as I possibly can. That's what's going to hold your pom-pom together. So if that knot is not tight enough, your pom-pom will fall apart, and that's not fun. Nobody wants their pom-poms to fall apart. So I'm going to do that now for all 5 of the pom-poms. Okay, so there it is with 5 different knots tied around my bundle of yarn. I'm going to trim off those extra pieces of yarn because I don't need those anymore. Get all of those trimmed off, and then we're going to cut it apart, and it's like magic. It's like total magic when it makes pom-poms, whole bunches of them at one time. So amazing. So there, I'm going to peel, cut all those off. And then these scissors are really sharp. That's kind of the key, is having good scissors. But I'm going to cut this right in between these 2 pieces of yarn that are tied. And then I'm going to do that again between these 2 pieces that are tied right next to it, right in the middle. And you're going to do that for all of them, but you'll see that what it does then is it creates a pom-pom. And when you cut them all apart, you'd actually have 5 of them. I'm going to trim my pom-pom, kind of give them a little haircut around the center, because that's how I'm going to get my shape that I love so much. And there he is, yellow pom-pom. I'm going to do the same thing now for all the colors of the rainbow. All right, I have a spool of twine here. I have cut a piece about 3 feet long. When you're deciding how long you want to make your garland, you kind of want to think about where you're going to put it, how many pom-poms you're going to need on it, and those kinds of things when you're making the determination of how long to cut your twine. I cut mine about 3 feet. I'm going to start with pink for my rainbow pom-pom because I feel like pink should be in the rainbow, because pink should be in the rainbow. And I'm just going to feed it through the center and pull it through. Sometimes it's going to pull a couple pieces of yarn out from the pom-pom, and if it does that, that's okay. This one pulled a lot, so that's not so great, but it'll still work. It totally depends how tight you tie those knots. So we're just going to take a second now, and we're going to string the pom-poms. All right, now that I have all of my pom-poms on my garland, I can take my needle off of the twine, and I can spread them out to where I want them to be so I can get their distance accurate for what I'm looking for, remove any loose yarn stragglers, and there it is. Okay, how amazing is this little tool? So super fun and awesome and easy to use to make all the pom-poms. All the pom-poms you can think of to make all the things. So much fun, so easy. You can grab one of these. I'm gonna put a link to buy it in the description because you know you want one. Have a great day, happy crafting, and happy pom-poms on everything.